Hey guys, welcome to today's update. So I'm trying to give you guys like a regular update on projects and things that are going through my head. And also, I thought it'd be good to answer some of your questions. I want you guys to know a couple of things. First, um, I'd like you guys to know that I actually read all of your comments. So thank you so much for the people that send me comments, whether they're constructive criticisms or things you like or don't like. I appreciate them all. So thank you to everyone. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate that very much. Consider liking and subscribing, and feel free to give me your comments as well. I'd love to hear from you and collaborate on projects. So I thought I would address some of the comments in here today, and then we can talk about maybe a little bit of project related stuff, which I'm working on. And I also had a couple of ideas. So maybe I'll start with the ideas that I have. So one thing is I want to make this really collaborative with you guys. So if you have ideas, please give me your comments. So a great example is Karuga 1804 said, "Hey, I'm working on a similar project. I'm working on an AI to play Final Fight." Now that's old school, man. And Beat 'em All. Oh man, I love those kind of games because I'm an older guy and I grew up on NES games. So that's awesome. I managed to give it inputs, score, etc. Now my main issue is giving it a brain. So I definitely want to collaborate with you guys. So if you have projects and you want to share with me your work, send me pictures, send me videos, or just send me your code, or just send me a message. Hey, I'm working on this. How would you do this? I'm very happy to do that. So do that. And Jay Karuga or I Karuga, we'll definitely take a look at that. So send me what you've got. I'm really interested in seeing what you've been working on. Another thing is, I'm thinking about, I don't know if it makes sense to stream or not and do like live interactive coding sessions where maybe you guys can see me hacking away on some of the AI and you can ask me questions live, or you guys can be like, hey, Frank, why don't we do this? Let's try this. I'm more than happy to do that, but I don't know if the channel is really big enough yet. But if that's something you're interested in, at least let me know. I'll keep it in mind. The only challenge I have, just so you guys know, is actually I live and I work in China right now. So the internet connection maybe not the best for streaming, but it is something when I eventually get back to the US, that is something that I'd consider doing if you guys were interested in it. Of course, I'm not sure how interesting it would be to sit there and watch somebody program something and ask them questions, but it might be a great way for us to collaborate. So another comment that I received, and I guess I got to try to find it, but let's see here. If I search for DXCam, somebody asked a question about DXCam. Okay. Python P 8674 and Pwn1. Somebody said I did a good comparison of different screen capture systems. What about DXCam? I think it's faster. And I think somebody else a long time ago asked me about using the Windows API directly. So here's my thoughts on that. First, I did try to look at DXCam. As a matter of fact, somebody went on my GitHub and tried running my code and it wasn't working. And I apologize. I was goofing around with DXCam because I don't use it. I wasn't familiar with it. That's a Windows only application or a Windows only utility that doesn't work on Mac and it doesn't work on Linux. Now you guys know by now, I think, that I develop on Linux and I play on Linux. So my two thoughts are this. First, if you're using Windows and you want to try something that might be better and faster, please do. Check out DXCam and let me know if it performs much better than MSS or whatever we're using at the time you're watching this video. Let me know. I'm really curious. Use what works for you. That's what this channel is all about. Do what is best for you and make that decision. Now, the reason I don't use it is two. One is I'm not using Windows, so it's not going to work. And the second reason is I want my channel to be available to everybody. And I like Linux. Some people play on Mac. Some people use Macs. Some people use Linux. Some people use Windows. That's great. I love everybody. And all of my solutions are always going to be cross-platform. So you know that if you see something on my channel that I'm developing, unless it's a very special case, and I'll let you guys know that, unless it's a special case, I'm always going to develop for cross-platform because I want to include everybody in this work. So I'm not going to test DXCam, at least not right now. I'm not going to play with the Windows API directly. Now, I believe that there's a chance that it might be better and faster than what we're doing, and I encourage you guys to try it, and feel free to let me know in the comments if what your opinion is on it, and feel free to send me pictures or screenshots or whatever you want me to review. I'm happy to do that too, but I'm not personally going to develop for it. Okay, I've also got a open poll right now that you can vote on, and I'm asking what type of class we should be developing for as we get more advanced. Now, the World of Warcraft bot is still very early, so none of this stuff that we're working on is going to affect what class we choose. You know, we're going to have to be able to move and navigate and things like that for any class. But do consider voting, because I am kind of curious what people want to play. So far, Druid is winning. Now, I don't know if we want to let the Druids win, but actually Druid would be the most challenging in my opinion, because for you guys that play World of Warcraft, you know a Druid is basically a combination of every class. So it's got spell casting, it's got shape shifting, which no other class has basically. It's got melee, it's got healing. So Druid is probably the most challenged. So maybe you guys just want to give me a challenge. But of course, we can focus on a melee or a spell. Spellcaster's currently in second place. Spells go burr. I personally play a paladin, if that makes any sense for you guys, if you want to play a paladin. So let me know, consider voting. I know the channel is still a little bit small, but I want to do what people want to do. Okay, and last, I want to give you a quick preview of what you're going to see coming out very soon in the video. We have our navigation target beacon. I've implemented a routine for us where we can calculate our player's angle to that. And here I am, I'm just holding the strafe key down, so I'm running sideways. And automatically the bot is able to stay oriented looking at that nav beacon. So what you're seeing is when my angle gets too far out of whack, the game knows, the bot knows, okay, I will turn towards that navigation beacon. And you can see now my angle is at about 5 degrees towards that. So very, very cool. We're starting to get a lot more advanced and more interesting techniques now. So I can't wait to see you guys in another video. Let me know if you like these updates. Let me know what kind of content you want in these updates. And again, I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Thanks, guys.